I don't want your sacrifices, I want your love. I don't want your offerings, I want you to know me. Hello, friends. Have you ever tried sitting meditation? Have you encountered the word sin? Come, join me, and let us discover the beauty of Zen meditation, a Buddhist contemplation integrated in a Christian way. Peace, my friends. Perhaps you have question about what is Zen and how did it started. Zen is a current contemplative branch or practice in Mahayana Zen Buddhism, mainly practiced in Japan. Zen is non-conceptual and is neither theology nor philosophy. Rather, Zen points directly to the heart mind and does not rely on words and letters. In practice, this pointing ripens into experience in a touch which transforms as it awakens the essential nature. Zen is a direct and living transformation from an enlightened teacher to an enlightened disciple. Traditionally, in Zen as practiced in Japan, orientation was not given to the neophyte. One could only demonstrate a sincere desire to learn Zen by presenting oneself at the monastery gate and waiting in a posture of humble supplication. This period could last up to 7 days, although food was usually left beside the petitioner at the regular intervals. Once admitted into the monastery, it was a matter of time and experience until the seeker came to understand what Zen is about. This could take a long time indeed. About 152 years ago, perhaps the most influential Japanese Zen master to appear in this century, in the person of Sugaku Harada Dayon Roshi, started giving explanatory talks to beginners in Zen. Harada Roshi belonged to the Suto lineage, one of the two main branches of Zen Buddhism in Japan. Unable to find a truly accomplished master within his own tradition, Harada Roshi undertook intensive study with teachers from the other major Zen sect, which is Renzai. Upon returning to his own monastery as a full-fledged Zen master, Harada Roshi combined the best of Suto and Renzai into an independent stream of Zen, which later became the Sanbo Kyodan, or the Three Treasures Teaching Group. Harada Roshi felt that the modern mind was so much more aware that introductory orientation could benefit the beginner in Zen. The practice was continued by his successor, Yasutani Yakun Roshi, in 1885 to 1973, and later by Yamada Kun Roshi, who headed the San'un Zendo in Kamakura, the headquarters of the Sanbokyodan, until his death in 1989. It was to Yamada Roshi, a free-spirited and gifted teacher, that lay Christians, priests, and sisters from all over the world went to study authentic Zen. To many of them, Yamada Roshi would say, "I will teach you to be a better Christian." And he did. Be still and know that I am God. One of the best biblical quotations for introducing the way of Zen to a Christian is a well known line of Psalm 46: Be still and know that I am God. Oriental teachers would have us take this advice literally. Biblical scholars tell us that the Hebrew word for knowing is yada, which also means to experience. So even the Christian Bible tells us to be still and be silent. We will come to experience God. Silence is an art we lose in our generation today. Many people would seek silence to find inner peace in their lives in the midst of this chaotic world. Perhaps this silence is what the world needs to encounter God. Silence is a practice in the widest sense of the word. It aims to maintain peace of mind during the ups and downs of our daily living. Generally speaking, for sitting, we follow the old age practice of yoga, which is to assume a stable balanced posture in which the spine is kept straight and the breath moves in and out of the lungs freely. However, there are some differences. In Zazen, we use two cushions: the sabutun, a large square cushion which supports the knees, and the safu, a small cushion, round cushion which rests atop the sabutun and helps keep the spine erect. Both cushions are stuffed with kapo and they need to be firm to support the body. What do we prepare for Zazen? First, wear clean and comfortable baggy clothing so as not to constrict the body vessels that supply muscles with much needed oxygen and nourishment. When sitting with others, clothing should be a quiet shade of unfigured material. Vivid colors like red and brightly printed patterns are distracting and eye-catching and therefore unsuitable for Zendo use. Second, sit the way you can. There are six positions available, so sit the way you can. There are six positions available, so try to become proficient in several. You will then find relief in changing position when you participate in a long hours of sitting. Zazen is neither punishment nor asceticism. It is well situated within the area of discipline, so sit the way you can. It is also advisable to do the prescribed exercises before doing the Zazen. It is also advisable to do the prescribed exercises before doing the Zazen. Third, in most positions, there are 3 points of the body contact with the sabutun. Usually, these are the two knees and the buttocks. They must form a solid tripod. If you cannot make the contact points, then insert a small auxiliary cushion to fill the space. These 3 points need a lot of support, otherwise the body will be wobbly. Yamada Roshi used to quote Dogen Zensai, sit like a mountain. A mountain is a solid mass and has a good broad base. Fourth, In sitting, the central part of the body is of course the back, which must receive special attention. The spine has a normal curve which is retained. After arranging your legs in the desired position, make arc movements of gradually decreasing lengths from left to right until the spine naturally comes to rest in the upright position. Then lean forward once, extending the buttocks backward. Return to the upright position, leaving the buttocks extended. Welcome, friends, and today you will witness or you will see the different positions in doing the Zazen. Come, join me. The full lotus. Seat yourself on the front third of the round safu. Put the right foot on the left thigh and the left foot on the right thigh. Draw the heels up to the abdomen, but leave the toes free to wiggle. This position is the most difficult, but also the best because there is the least distortion to the spine. It is obviously the most symmetrical. The half lotus. Tuck the right foot under the left thigh and place the left foot on the top of the right thigh. This position is most used by the majority of sitters. It is only particularly symmetrical. Compensate for this by adjusting the round sapu and your torso until the spine is as upright as possible. You may also put the left foot under the right thigh and the right foot on top of the left thigh. This position may require a slightly higher safu. The Burmese position. Draw the right foot up close to the left thigh or vice versa, allowing the foot cuff and knee to rest on the sabutun. Then place the left leg in front of the right so that both knees touch the cushion. This requires a still higher safu. Adjust positioning of the body carefully, paying particular attention to the spine. The sisa, with the knees apart, put a high, thick sapu between the heels. Lower the buttocks well over the round sapu. Adjust the hips until comfortably seated. This is a position often used in Japan for ordinary quiet sitting. The chair. Beginners are generally reluctant to use a chair for sitting. It may, however, be the best way to sit temporarily until you get in shape for the floor sitting. For older people with
The
permanent
sitting position
disabilities,
with a
it
chair.
may always be the best position. A flat stool or chair not upholstered is preferable. Place a sapu on the seat and sit on the front third as directed above. The feet are flat on the floor, shoulder width apart, and the legs of the chair should be adjusted so that the knees are slightly lowered than the hips. Straighten the spine and do not lean against the back for the chair. The mudra, or the physical gestures. While sitting in Zazen, the hand position has always been considered to be of utmost importance and is referred to as the mudra. Mudra is a Sanskrit word which means seal and refers to physical gestures, especially hand movements, which are meant to evoke certain states of mind. In the Zazen mudra, the right hand rests palm up on the sitter's lap. The left hand is placed on the top of the right hand, and the two thumb tips touch slightly, so that the hands form an oval shape. The actual placement of the hands will vary according to the leg position used. For instance, in the full lotus, the hands will rest on the heels. In all positions, let the arms relax as much as possible.